Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
They're not gonna hear this one though.
I'm eating the live puppy.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
You can't say anything incriminating.
Okay, number 2.
Yeah, from those videos.
Graph the function, state its domain and range. Y equals e to the x plus 3. So without having to graph anything, I should be able to say that my an exponential function has a domain of what?
All real numbers.
Yep. Or in the book will still do it this way, so either way is fine.
This is a stupid pen.
Now, what does that plus 3 do to this graph?
It shifts it
Up 3.
so
Oh, so you want us drawing in
the
this
range
section?
would be is it what parentheses?
Well, I'm more so doing this so y'all can see it.
Okay.
So we don't have to have, like, you know, a pause in your homework. It's for me to show you how to graph.
Oh.
I appreciate it.
So is this growth or decay?
Growth.
Okay, so it's going to look like this. Roughly. Doesn't have to be perfect. So then range, I think you said it. Somebody said it.
Yeah. Is it what parentheses 3 or bracket 3?
Parentheses. So we have an asymptote there.
Okay. Parentheses 3 to see if all of them can just be like that.
Yeah, but that's number
We'd be
2.
chill.
No, because I was still confused. On the right part.
It's just the y values.
It's just not gonna click.
It will eventually. It just takes a bit.
Believe in yourself, Josh. Like I kind of do. I'm kidding, I believe. It's math class. I have to be rude.
I said that's.
All right,
that's
4.
not-
Same thing. Y equals negative 2 to the negative x minus 1.
Ew.
Does this still count as an exponential function? With
This
all
looks like
real
a
numbers?
decay.
Okay.
Yes, but it
Do
is
we have to
decay.
No. We
Is
don't.
it
Was this a
decay?
negative exponent? Do we need to flip it?
We are going to. This one, for the sake of you seeing it, I'm going to do with the chart. Okay? Like the XY chart like I did yesterday where I like plotted points. Just to help make sure we're seeing what's happening. But again, what do we still know about domain?
Domain
All real
is
Oh,
base.
real something.
All real numbers. Now, we know because of that negative 1 that what's happening.
it shifts down.
It's down.
It's going to shift down, but the graph is going to be like inverted because of the negative. So that's why I want to show you like with points what it looks like so that if you didn't have it in front of you, you could see what it looked like. So let's do negative 1, 0, and 1 and just see what happens. So if I plug in negative 1 for x, what do I get?
Although it would make it a 1.
It would make it.
So
Yeah. So it
negative
would
2
be
to the 1
2
is just negative 2
minus 1,
minus
which
1,
would be
which is negative 3.
Okay. How about if I put in 0?
Then it would be
1.
1.
It'd be 1.
Minus 1.
Which is
So it'd be negative
Okay.
1.
I thought you were telling me what?
No, it'd be 0.
Oh.
Wait.
No, but
wait.
there's
Wait.
minus
Negative 2?
0 minus 1.
Wait.
It would be negative 2.
Isn't anything raised to the 0
It would be
Just
negative 2
1.
because the negative is not included.
If the negative's not attached, so
That would
technically.
be negative 2? Okay. I can't
Hold
do
on,
that.
what?
We did it.
No, I didn't. We still have one.
What?
And then 1.
You don't have to switch that or something.
Hmm?
I don't know, you gotta like flip it or something.
You gotta like flip their root.
So that's going to end up being
What?
negative 2 to the negative 1 minus 1. So negative 2 or negative 1/2 minus 1 would be negative 3/2, right?
Right.
Yep.
So So all I need to do is enough to figure out where it's going. So at 1, I'm at negative 1.5. At 0, I'm at negative 2. And at negative 1, I'm at negative 3. So this graph is going to basically be doing this. I know it was shifted down 1 because of this minus 1. So I know that that's where my asymptote's going to end up being because it just shifts with it. Because normally in the parent function, the asymptote's at 0. So, like, it's not going to cross that ever. Because it would give us something that's undefined. So all I need to know is basically what it looks like. So what is my range now? What y values is this taking on? Negative 1. Yeah. Negative infinity to negative 1. And not including, because we can't cross it. Okay, the next one say to rewrite the exponential expression to have the indicated base. So 16 to the 3x, and it wants us to rewrite it as base 2. Any ideas on that? How I do that? So instead of it being base 16, I want it to be base 2. But I want it to be the same thing, just written in a different way. So 2 raised to what power is 16?
Wait.
4.
Oh,
That's
that's right.
right.
So this is 2 to the 4th. Okay, raised to the 3x is what's happening. So then this would be what? Yep, 2 to the 12x. Eight, so same instructions, 1 over 27 raised to the x, and I want this in base 3. Ideas about this one? Yep. So I basically need to get 27 on top, so made it negative, rewrite it as 3 cubed, so it'll be 3 to the negative 3. And technically it's this, but you can write it all in one step if you want. Because it's just getting multiplied, but it was just an x outside. I think we briefly hit on these before, but it's probably a little more confusing when we did it the first time. Use a graph to find the zeros of the function. So you're going to need your calculators for this. Also, I want you to know I pulled my calculator out of my backpack last night. Said I need to go get batteries for this.
And you did it.
And I did not. It went right back in my backpack without batteries. And I got here this morning and realized I don't have batteries. It's fine.
What batteries do they take? This one I might just bring out.
You want to use mine? I can just remember.
It's okay. I'll just explain to you what to do. I'm going to get mine out and put it in my hand so I can tell you what button to push.
You should
I think it's AAA.
write it on the back of your hand.
Well, if I was going to go home today, I would, but I'm not going home. So
Okay.
I'll do what Kenny does to me. When his toothbrush runs out of batteries, rather than just going and getting them himself, he's like, hey, I need batteries for this. I'm like,
And
that's nice.
does he tell it to you that you need it like once the batteries are dead?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
well, I mean, you don't usually know that they're going dead. They usually just all of a sudden aren't working anymore. And he's like, so I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, if I remember. So then he'll be like 3 days later, did you get my batteries? Oh. No. Anyways. Okay, so you're going to, I literally tried to turn it on. Go to y equals. That explains why the front pocket of my backpack was open this morning. Because I opened my front pocket so I could just, it's fine. Okay, so in y equals, oh, I guess I should actually give you the problem that we're going to put down. That would be helpful.
Just maybe.
F of x is equal to e to the x minus 4. So in y equals, you need to type this in. So there's an e to the x button above ln. That e to the x is going to want you to type in a number. You'll just need to use the variable x at the top.
Okay.
And then make sure you're not inside the exponent anymore. It's going to give you the wrong answer. So then like arrow out of it and then do minus 4. And then after that, you're going to hit zoom. And I can't remember if there's an exponential button or not, like for when you're on the zoom thing. So scroll through and look, because it's been a hot minute since I've graphed an exponential. If not, you'll just use zoom standard.
Okay.
Which is
6. Oh.
Hey,
It did something.
So we care about the zeros. So we're looking for where it's
What are we
crossing.
Here?
We're finding the zero.
Oh, okay. I was like, I
Can I
forgot
see your
this.
graph for a second? 'Cause
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for where it crosses the x-axis. So you're gonna hit second, and then the trace button, which is the 4th gray button at the top.
Okay.
And then there should be one that says 0.
Uh-huh.
And then I think it's gonna ask you for a left bound.
Yes.
So you're gonna need to arrow to the left of where it looks like it crosses the x-axis. Now, when I say the left, it might be on the bottom side of it based on what I saw on that graph.
Wait, what?
Hmm? Can what is
So yeah, so we're worried about the x-axis. So you can hit enter right there and it'll be fine. And then the other one you're gonna go above the x-axis. So basically your left bound is gonna be below the x-axis.
Oh.
So
And then you're
there,
gonna
you can
go-
hit enter.
And then where am I gonna go?
And then
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna
go
ask
up
you
here.
for the right bound, so then arrow up above the x-axis.
Then like up here? Or like above? Like
Maybe, yeah, I would say do a little bit above.
Okay.
Yep, and then hit enter, and then it's gonna say, do you want me to guess? If you don't say yes, it doesn't do it.
So push enter.
Yes. And then that's the x value that we're looking for.
Oh, I got this. I got 1.4.
Yeah, me too. Well, I got 1.386, but like, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Me too. I just, yeah.
So that would be the answer. That is where the 0 is of the function.
Okay.
Okay, now that's the method you can use to find the 0 for everything.
Okay.
Okay, like if you have a graph, you have your calculator and you need to find the zeros of a graph, you can use that for everything. If it's a parabola and there's 2 zeros, you can use that to find both of them.
I think I remember I
So.
found that last time.
We like briefly did it, but not, we probably didn't do it super in depth. It was probably like, hey, I'm going to show you this. So if you ever get stuck, you have it, but. Okay, any questions about that? Okay. This is like mass chaos here. Trying to see which way I'm doing this.
Should I try to follow this or-
How did you first do that?
Just a pencil, you'll be fine.
I was hoping you stayed.
That's not annoying at all.
What's
Getting a pencil thrown at you.
Oh, great.
Okay, we're gonna attempt to do this one. I have to
Oh.
look at. Well, I say that because my work is everywhere, so I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Like, how difficult is this?
Well, it shouldn't be that bad, but I just gotta make sure I don't look at the wrong thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 22. The population
Oh, words.
of Silver Run in the year 1890 was 6,250. Assume the population increased at a rate of 2.75% per year. Well, sort of. Okay, there's just a bunch of unnecessary work on my paper. That's the problem.
Oh.
Okay, so estimate the population in 1915 and 1940. So leading into this, something that we need to know is a formula that you should have at least seen before, because I know we did a little bit with this, but not a ton. P of t is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to the t. Now, R is going to be your rate, okay? It cannot be as a percent, so we're going to need to change that percent into a decimal to use it for R.
I remember this formula.
Right, so we gotta change R into a decimal.
Yep, so what I'm going to do is up here, I'm going to show R would be what?
0.0275.
Yep, 0.0275. And then I want to estimate the population in the year 1915 and 1940. Okay, this P is our principal amount, okay, which is our initial population, which is this 6,250. Okay, then there's R. T is going to be in years. Now, a common mistake is to go in and put 15 because it's 1915, or to actually put in 1915. That's not the years since this occurred. So we're looking at how many years is this since 1890? 25. So this T is going to be 25. How about 1940 from 1890? 50. So we have to do this problem twice, basically. So we're going to take this and we're going to plug in all this information. So the first time I'm going to plug in 25 for T, and then the second time I'll plug in 50. So P of T is equal to 6,250 times 1 plus 0.0275 raised to the 25. And thank God for calculators. We can type this in.
Raised to the 25.
Yep.
It'd be very fun.
What did the calculator?
I don't know, but I'm happy they did.
Yeah, but didn't they have to like do all this?
They used to do it on a slide rule.
What's that?
Or like an abacus. You know that thing you had like as a
I know
kid
an
that like
abacus is,
scrolls the little like
Yeah.
colors over?
Mm-hmm.
It was stuff with that.
Yeah.
That was like the first.
That used to be like a mathematical tool to help
I mean,
with, like, addition
I
and
just
subtraction
used
and
it
stuff.
just to-
Huh.
keep you occupied as a child. Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I would just like that.
So then once y'all get this, you can tell me what number you get. And I'm just going to note that this is for 1915 so that,
I got it.
what'd you get?
You guys will have to confirm. 12,314.76.
Now, this is a population, so it's people,
Does it
so
round up?
can't have a
So-
part of a person.
12,315.
There we go.
I also got that.
Because it can't have a half a person.
Oh man. We can. This is wouldn't be alive.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
I have. Never mind.
You see
No.
another person?
Yeah. There's this person, I can't remember who he is. He's like super famous. He
Oh,
only
yeah,
is like
okay.
from here up.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't have
Yeah.
hands. His like feet are his hands. Yeah, he
Well,
came to
like,
Liberty.
There's some people that like
One point.
don't have feet or arms, and I'm like, how do you even like? There's
Yeah.
people that don't have legs or arms, and I'm like,
Now,
I can barely do things, and I have
a
legs and
quarter
arms.
of a person, I think that you was just.
I feel like at that point it's just no.
Mhm.
Alright, so I'm gonna do the same thing but replace it with 50. Now, if you want, if you on your calculator, before you touch anything else, if you type this all in initially as one
I can
and not like all individual pieces, hit second and then hit the enter button and it brings it up, and all you need to do is arrow up and you can retype in the exponent.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Hit second and then hit enter.
Yes.
And it'll bring up what you had typed in before, but it's only going to bring up the last thing. So if you had done it in pieces, it's not going to work. But if you typed it all in as one thing, it will work.
Amazing.
I did not know that. Thank you.
When you get to some really like brutal problems, it's really good to know.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely know that this calculator is definitely like super capable of like a lot of things.
Yeah, my old one
I
was
just don't know how
stupid.
to navigate it.
That's yeah.
My old one was dumb.
There's still like a lot I don't even know how to use on it. People are like, just use Excel. And I'm like, how?
Excel on your calculator?
No, like
Oh, I was
like
like,
on your
wait.
computer. Like people have gone away, like are going away from calculators and just using like Excel or like the online like calculators and stuff. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
like it.
I couldn't do that.
I don't.
I took a whole class on Excel and I still can't use it.
I can't use Excel either.
What'd you get in the class?
That was funny. I'm pretty sure I failed. But it wasn't my fault actually because I signed up for the class and I had a Mac and they didn't tell me that their software didn't work with a Mac. So nothing was the same. Like the Mac stuff is all different than the PC. So I was in the PC class and they're like, well, you should have been in the Mac class. And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me that. So it wasn't entirely my fault. I won't say that I did everything quite like I should have. However, I will also say it didn't work with half of it on my computer. It's fine.
Why didn't you just switch classes?
Because by that point, it was like the end of the semester. I couldn't switch.
When was this?
Like November, and the class ended in December. At Thomas Nelson.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad. It's fine. I passed, but not very well. I got like the lowest D you could get. It's okay.
What do you even do in an Excel class?
They teach you how to use all the fancy functions that it's capable of, but
Oh, and then for the test you have to like use the fancy functions? Or is
yeah, and it like made sure you had to do things in a certain order. So like the shortcut commands, you couldn't use those. You had to like actually do it like the long way, which was also awful because the things that I did know how to do.
Shortcut, though.
Yeah, that's literally the
You
point
would
of
have
the
thought
shortcut.
so, but no.
Once you learn the shortcut, why would you ever not?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was awful.
Because like you have a better chance of remembering the shortcut than you do all the steps. So like, why even dwell on that?
Did we get a population for this
Why
one?
can't they just make shortcuts?
Oh,
the standard way?
24,265. I forgot we were doing math. But Excel.
Minor
Wait,
sidetrack. All right. Then part B of this problem says approximately. Yeah, apparently I can't either.
Just
When did the population... Okay. I just literally combined the and pop. When did the population reach 50,000?
Do we have to use it?
It looks like E.
Like 1990.
Well, it looks like.
Huh?
What?
Do we have to
Well,
use
we
it?
know that in 1940 we're still only at a population of 24,000.
It looks like
Right.
for every
so then
like.
you double another 50 years.
Double it.
For every
And
like
it's
25 exponents,
1990.
it looks like it
It's
goes up
almost
12,000. So.
Yeah, but this is exponential growth, which usually gets to a point and then it goes up super fast.
Is there like another form?
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to do some more math. So, we want to know when the population, so when P of T is equal to 50,000. So, we're going to have 50,000 is equal to, we still have the same initial, 6250. We still have the same rate, so 1 plus 0, 2, 7, wow, 7, 5. Trying to talk and write at the same time was not working at that moment. Raised to the T. I'm trying to solve for T now.
Okay.
They gotta get it by itself.
So, what do I have to do first?
I mean, I would like divide those sides by 62.
Yep, divide both sides by 6250, and then tell me what you get. And for the sake of saving a step of writing, I'm going to rewrite this parentheses and this with this T on the left and then the answer that y'all tell me on the right, because I don't feel like
It's
having to do it. 8 even?
I was very pleasantly surprised when I saw
Yes,
whole
me
numbers.
too. I love when stuff like that comes out. It's like, just like, I
Like
don't
whole
know.
numbers
You know what I
are
mean?
my absolute joy.
Same.
All right, now, do we remember how to solve this?
Oh, it's like a E, right?
Well, this currently is an exponential, so when I have an
So
exponential, I
it's a
need
log
so what letter does that make instead?
and
LN.
ln.
L, yep.
Oh. Just that?
So log base
I see what you mean.
log base 1.0275 of 8 is equal to T. Now, if you need a refresher on putting that in your calculator, if you hit math, and then I think you just arrow up, you'll see something that says log base.
I'm so glad my calculator actually has this now.
Oh, did you get a new one?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you had to do it the
last year.
hard way last year.
Yes, but then I convinced my mom to get me a new one because I was like, I need it for the SAT. Sure. Cause she was like, if there's a way you can do it fast, like if there's still a way you can do it, it's fine. But I was like, it's gonna take me too long if it's on the SAT, and there were no questions like this on the SAT. That was not.
Yeah, well, you never know.
But you never know.
Because they could
exactly.
come up.
Exactly. I'm not taking that thing again though.
So what do you do? Where's this thing?
So math and then arrow up to log base. And then you, in the little box, type in this 1.0275 and then arrow over and type in the 8 and then hit enter. And that's how many years.
Okay, so for this, you can't have half a year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So which decimal place would we go at to? Just the
1 or 2, either way.
okay.
The book probably commonly goes to 2 is my guess. Oh, well, I lied. They went to 3.
Ooh, they were fancy. I'm not.
But, whatever. 2's fine.
Okay.
More than that seems excessive.
Yep. Like, we get it.
What'd you get?
Yep. Did you get an answer?
I got 76.65.
Yep, me too.
So that's how many years since then, but it wants to know when did the population reach
Oh,
50,000. So what do I need to do?
Wait, give me 2 seconds.
Oh, add it.
Okay.
Is that the
Yep.
the year?
Add 76.65 to 1890.
1967.
Yep. And obviously, at this point, we're not going to round. It's what year did it occur in. And so a little over halfway through the year.
It's still the same.
What do you say, 1966? So this would be the year, the year that it occurred in.
How was it born?
1776.
My parents weren't even a thought either. I don't know why I didn't think about that for a parents were definitely not born in 1966.
My parents
grandma was
were
alive.
thought then.
Really?
My dad was born in
Both my
67.
parents were born.
My
Then.
parents.
My parents? Do I just have young parents?
And my mom
Is
was
that
born
because I'm
in
the first
67.
oldest?
Well-
That's what,
So
is
you're
that
the
because I'm
first oldest. Well, I'm the only.
I thought I just had old parents.
Well, I guess if you're the first oldest, that kind of
Wait, first oldest.
implies.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
I know what you meant, but like,
I'm the oldest, so I guess my parents will seem old to my siblings, but they seem young to me because they were born in 80 and 86.
probably more so to Joy than any of them.
Yeah. My dad's gonna be like
Parents
old.
were born in
Jeez, my age.
70.
Okay, my parents are just young then. Jeez.
Okay.
Huh.
Really?
Okay, my parents just had me young, I guess. Well, they did have me young.
Maybe you're
Mom-
right, but
my mom was
that
like
doesn't
22.
feel.
Let me do that.
It doesn't seem right.
You
Well,
don't-
I'm gonna write the next problem. If John
My mom was
invests,
22 when she had me.
No, I was a couple years off.
I was gonna say I think you're a little off.
77.
Okay.
Yeah, that seemed a little.
I was like, I didn't think you were like significantly off, but I was like, I think you're a little over, or I'm really wrong.
It was 77.
If John invests 23,000 in a savings account,
This is 2,300. Is it 2,000? Is it 23,000 or
2,300. What did I say?
23,000.
It's 23.
I was like, dang, that's a lot.
2,300. My bad.
You're good. I just didn't
It's been a long day on very little sleep.
That is
It-
literally why
literally-
I'm struggling to.
I'm struggling
Like
with
I'm fighting for my life right now. If you can tell. Like I'm just.
No, you look great.
just
Are you okay?
I went and got coffee this morning, so I'm like on this like weird like I've had caffeine, but I'm really tired.
Yeah, that's the weirdest.
It's kind of a scary place
It's
to
like
be.
your brain is like running rampant, but like you are physically just like.
Yep, pretty much.
Such a question.
Yeah. Honestly.
And knowing that like probably won't get in the bed before like 11 tonight. Not that I do that on a normal day, but knowing that I have to get up early again tomorrow.
I usually get in bed like around like 9, but I don't go to sleep.
Well, we will probably barely be done playing at that point, so
Oh.
I'm gonna need you to be a little awake.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The CNU 77 like soccer thing that we did over the summer.
Yeah.
Our game didn't start until like 10:45.
At night?
I mean, no, 10:30.
Why did it start at 10:30 at night?
Because we were in the adult league.
Or the big
so
boy league.
We were like the last. We were the last team to play that night.
Jeez.
Well, I think they start.
Is it
around-
inside or is it outside? Are there lights?
It's
I
out-
assume.
It's outside, but there's lights.
Okay, that makes sense. Jeez, no, thank you.
I don't know. I'll just-
No, your mom literally sent like the information about that to my mom, and my mom sent back, "Have you seen Peyton play?" And I was like, "Thanks, mom." I guess I'm gonna say no.
That's funny.
I didn't want to do it anyway.
I was gonna try to come watch y'all play sometime, but I was literally out of town like the entire month that y'all played, I think.
You really were out of town a lot. I was like, man, it's just everywhere.
Yeah, it was kind of exhausting, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could travel.
I want to travel
Stuck
too.
doing work every summer.
Are you stuck doing work or
I feel like as you get older.
Yes.
no real answer?
I feel like it's both.
Man,
probably.
I gotta make money. I'm not really supported anymore. Like financially, I gotta be
Me
financially
either,
supported.
but I just don't make money.
Okay, so we're gonna use the same formula for this problem.
Yay.
We'll show you if you invest your money what you'll make back.
Yeah.
All right, so if John invests $2,300 in a savings account with 6% interest compounded annually, what does that imply?
Every
That's
year.
the rate.
It's once a year.
Yep, once a year. Okay, so this problem's not really going to change anything, but some problems it would if it was different. How long will it take until John's account has a balance of $41.50?
So we're finding time.
So we're finding time using the same formula as before.
Nice.
So it'll be $41.50 is equal to 2,300 times 1 plus 0.06 raised to the t. So then I'm gonna rewrite this the other way just so that it's
Okay.
easier to do the L for, so I don't have to write it twice.
I knew some things that we're gonna have to work on, that's for sure.
I don't have that professional eye.
I
can see that.
I don't really have a professional eye myself. I just.
I really know what
I've been
anything
around
means
the
in
block.
soccer, so I don't know what I'm doing.
I know you gotta kick
At
the ball
least
in the
know what
goal.
you're doing, so.
Man.
Well, we need to learn how to play with pace, but I don't know if that's something that can be learned. More like.
That's like trying to
more
teach
like-
core
more like
awareness.
that's-
Like you just kind of
Yeah.
have it or you
It's
don't.
kind of like something that
Trying to teach volleyball IQ is very difficult.
gain through experience.
Basketball IQ is also very difficult because there's just some of those people that like if it's not set in the play they won't do it, and I'm like, well, the play's not always gonna work. Sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
move around.
I was the person that I saw everything. I just am not the best to execute those things.
I feel that.
Story of my life.
It's like I know it, if I'm seeing it and someone's in that spot, I'm like, oh, they can do this. But if I'm in that spot, I'm like, I don't see it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah. That's not.
That's why coaching is a better spot for me to be in. All right, what is 4150 divided by 2300? Because the bell's gonna ring here shortly.
Like 1.80 and a lot of other stuff.
Okay, we're just gonna do that.
Yeah.
So then the L log base 1.06 of, now if we wanted to be super exact, if you hit second and then the negative sign at the bottom of your calculator, that takes the answer that you had gotten previously and plugs it in.
Wait, what did you say? What were the buttons?
If the last thing you typed in was this, if you hit second and then answer to the negative button, it'll automatically put that
That's
number
not what
in
I
for
meant to
you.
That's not what I meant to do. Oh, okay.
So
Never
what,
mind.
Josh, did you already get an answer? Because I know the bell's about to ring.
10.13.
I get an error.
I didn't do the thing I was meant to do. Oops,
Wait. How did I? Log base.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All right, do y'all want problems for this weekend, or do you just want to wait and get them on Monday?
I want to wait to get them on Monday.
Please.
Okay. Probably quiz Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's looking like where we're at right now. Because I do have this like worksheet that I'm pretty sure I have like blank that I would rather give you for the word problems because it's better than the ones in the book, but I don't know where the blank one is. So if I can't find it, I'm going to have to retype it. So that'll be, oh, I won't be here on Monday.
That's depressing.
Well, it's good for me, but